So I know the rain is coming, so I want to thank you all for being here, and I think we're going to get started. I'm glad to be here with a number of distinguished guests. You'll hear from them shortly, but of course I'd be remiss if I didn't point out that my third grade teacher is here, Representative Alma Allen, so give her a warm round of applause. You hear from her later. And also Councilmember Shabazz is here. Councilmember Carolyn Shabazz, thank you for being here. And now I'm going to follow the order in which we put this together. I'm glad to be here. I see my sister, Dr. Melody Ellis here. A lot of distinguished guests. I know Beth is going to make sure that we get all of their names. But you are in Sunnyside, and I happen to be a native of Sunnyside. And thank you so much for being out here today. Today we celebrate more than the start of construction of the Hill at Sims. We're celebrating a historic investment in Sunnyside that families will enjoy for generations to come. Like every community, Sunnyside families deserve access to world-class green space. Vibrant parks, trails, and green spaces are vital to every neighborhood. They improve quality of life and community health while fostering social and environmental resilience. But for decades, far too many African American and Hispanic neighborhoods that are low income and low income communities in general have gone without key investments and services. Historical inequities have created today's disparities when it comes to parks, green space, flood resilience, and overall quality of life for any community. And that's especially true here in Sunnyside, where I grew up. At the same time, Sunnyside residents have gone without quality parks and green space. They've had to battle environmental injustice, neglect, and disinvestment. While we still have a good distance to go, we can right some wrongs along the way. And today, we're celebrating something that's being done right. This is Park Equity in Action. Over 20 community meetings, we created a shared vision for the Hill at Sims, rooted in resilience, nature, and community. And thanks to Congressman Al Green, the one and only Al Green, who is convalescing as we speak. I spoke to him late last night. Congressman Al Green, Representative Alma Allen, the Houston Parks Board, Harris County Flood Control District, obviously my staff at Precinct 1, Harris County, Metro, the Brown Foundation. You hear more about that in a second. The Brown Foundation in particular, that is a major investment which normally does not happen in a county park. So I want to give them a shout out and a warm round of applause. Thank them so much for what they have done. Because of all of these groups working collaboratively, we are one step closer to making that vision a reality. Once complete, Sunnyside residents will have a beautiful, lush, 100-acre flood-resilient green space that protects and connects the community. The Hill at Sims will increase access to trails and bikeways, including the Sims Bayou Greenway, which connects people with 20 miles of green space. Don't worry about the rain. I knew to put on my raincoat. I hope it doesn't mess up my hair. The Hill at Sims will protect the Sunnyside community from flooding and climate change. The Hill at Sims will be a source of pride and an invaluable gathering space. Sunnyside community leaders will come here to connect with nature, recreation, and quality programming. The Hill at Sims, along with other projects that expand equitable access to green space and trails, is part of a broader community commitment to equity, environmental justice, and our work to address decades of disinvestment in communities like Sunnyside. It's all about working together to make Harris County and Houston a greener, healthier, and more prosperous community everywhere. So thank you, Director Peterson, Harris County Flood Control, our county engineer, Dr. Rahman. Thanks to Representative Allen, Congressman Al Green for their advocacy and support of this project. And thanks to all of the partners, particularly Beth White, who is the next person you're going to hear from. Thank you so much, Beth. Give her a warm round of applause. And we are shortening our speeches as the rain comes down. Beth.
Absolutely.
I will try to speak as fast as I can, but thank you, Commissioner Ellis. What an amazing day Love the rain. It's going to fill up those basins. I'm Beth White, President and CEO of Houston Parks Board, and it is truly a pleasure to welcome you here today. Our mission is to expand, improve, protect parks and green space in the Houston region. I was at Commissioner's Court last week when this project was approved. It was a joyous occasion, and we are so thrilled to be partnering with Commissioner Ellis, who has been steadfast in his leadership to create a more equitable, resilient Houston and a champion of biogreenways. This 100-acre park on the site of a detention basin across the street is going to be a regional destination, a true jewel along the biogreenway system, which is a 150-mile-plus network of linear parks and trails along 9 major bios. Back in 2019, when Harris County Precinct 1 hired us for the planning study for this park, we were excited to think about the opportunity of adding this space and engaging with the surrounding community. As Commissioner Ellis said, there were over 20 community meetings, over 700 constituents who worked with us to share their priorities for what they wanted to see on the site. We're particularly grateful to the Nature Heritage Society, who led tours of community leaders over the years to help everybody imagine what this could become. We learned that they wanted educational elements. We incorporated those into the plan, and you'll see all that feedback reflected in the final designs. And when complete, the Hill at Sims will connect to over 20 miles of continuous greenway along Sims. This is one of the few large parks to be added to the system in decades. And to have it here in Sunnyside, where parks are in short supply, is truly a wonderful thing. It's also proof of an important concept for innovative public-private funding partnerships. As Commissioner Ellis said, the Brown Foundation really stepped up to help fund this park. And as our board member, Herman Studi, who is part of the foundation, recently joined us for a walk around the Hill at Sims, and he summed it up so perfectly when he said, "It seems like projects like this can take forever, but this is a real model for how things can happen quickly, and especially when we have partners like the Brown Foundation." So I want to thank Herman Studi and Ann Zeiker once again for your extraordinary leadership and the work that you do throughout Houston, and you're a champion when it comes to Houston's green space and resiliency. I also want to echo the thanks to Congressman Al Green and wish him a speedy recovery. And State Representative Alma Allen, we were talking before this about how we love seeing each other at these groundbreakings and ribbon cuttings. She is amazing at bringing support and connecting things and knowing how pieces fit together, and also an extraordinary teacher. Happy to have County Engineer Milton Raymond with us here today. I saw Sanjay from Metro, Dr. Peterson. Everyone has been such a great partner on this, and we really value the support and appreciate the trust in us to do this job and get it done. All of our projects, including this one, are really due to a phenomenal team of board members and staff. And I would like to recognize our chairman, Baron Wallace, is here with us today, in addition to Herman Studi, who we mentioned, Phoebe Tudor, our chair-elect, Cullen Geiselman Muse, and Lex Frieden. So I hope I didn't miss anybody, but thank you so much. We couldn't do this work without you. And if our staff team could please raise your hands if there are any questions you have, please ask everyone, and I want to especially thank Lisa Griff, who was our project manager for this work. So many thanks, and I am now going to introduce State Representative Alma Allen to tell you why she thinks this is such an important project.
Thank you. Thank you. Good afternoon, everybody. This is an awesome day. Little did I know that some almost 50, 60 years ago, a little boy in my class, 8 years old, and I was teaching for the first year, so I knew nothing to teach him, but we got through it. And how did I know that one day we would be standing here with this remarkable project, which will be an earmark for Sunnyside? I live 3 blocks down the street, so I'm in Sunnyside too, and he lived on the other side. So this is for us to enjoy, it's for the community to enjoy. It'll be an awesome project, and when it's finished, I'm going to be so proud. And so, Rodney, I am telling you today that I am super proud of you. But you know that, and I try to tell you every time I see you. But let me say thank you to the people of the community for supporting Rodney and Al Green and myself and all of the other people who put in money. It takes money to do this, who put in money to do this. Thank you very much, and thank you for coming out today. Thank you.
That's my teacher. I love Dr. Allen. And back then, they didn't whip the kids, they would beat them. But she never had to whip or beat me. But I think the term was mannish. Moving right along, I want to bring up the head of the Harris County Flood Control District as the rain comes down, Dr. Tina Peterson. Come on up, Dr. Peterson.
Well, thank you, Commissioner Ellis, and thank you, Beth, for hosting this gathering today. We are thrilled to be here at the Hill at Sims and be a partner in this really important project. It's a project that exemplifies the core mission of the Flood Control District, which is to build and maintain projects that reduce the risk of flooding, but with the community and with regard to our natural values. So this project is an exciting partnership, one that we feel passionate about in terms of combining flood mitigation with green space that enhances the resilience as well as the benefits for our community. I want to tell you a little bit about this project from a flood mitigation perspective. So this basin was built in 2006. It holds about 325 million gallons of stormwater. It captures that stormwater during a rain, maybe like today, and it holds that water temporarily, and then it will release the water after the rain has passed. What is really unique about this site is the hill. And I don't think you can, just in the back, you can barely see the hill, but that hill is really unique because the way that hill was constructed is there was excavated soil that was taken to build our basin, and it was repurposed to build the hill. There was about 75% of the soil that was excavated on site used to create that hill, and it has 1.6 million cubic yards of soil that was excavated and used to create a 60-foot hill. So it is really a fantastic and unique park and flood mitigation project, one that we are so thrilled to be able to work with both Commissioner Ellis, the precinct, Houston Parks Board, and all of our partners, including Harris County Engineering, to bring this recreational opportunity combined with flood mitigation. So again, thank you, Commissioner Ellis, for your vision, taking this flood mitigation project and making it something more for the community.
Thank you, Dr. Peterson. Next, our county engineer, the expert on climate change, so don't worry about it. Dr. Ramos, one good thing about not having hair, the rain does not bother me. Welcome, Dr. Ramos.
Good afternoon. Thank you, Commissioner. We are proud to be here with so many great partners, including Commissioner Ellis, Harris County Flood Control District, Houston Parks Board, Brown Foundation, and our state and federal partnership on this great project for the community. Now, I want to especially highlight Commissioner Ellis's commitment for the parks, trail, and green space in Harris County as a whole. As many of you know, Commissioner Ellis advocated for the 2022 Harris County Parks Bond. That's a $200 million parks and green space funding for our community, not just only Precinct 1, for the entire Harris County. So ladies and gentlemen, please give a big hand to Commissioner for his advocacy on green space. Now, engineering department, we are excited to play a small role in this project. We're gonna construct the Sims Bayou pedestrian bridge that's gonna be right behind us. It's a 14 feet wide bridge. We'll have enhanced lighting and definitely a overlook to take the nice pictures you want. Now, the bridge is not only to just go from one space one side to the another side. It is connecting community with our greenway and with our parks. So the construction is going to start within next couple of months, and it is supposed to be finished we're anticipating to finish it within next 12 months. So before I close, I want to thank our staff. Jesus, there, raise your hand. He's the project manager. He's going to take us to the finish line. Jacoby, and then thank you very much for Harris County Engineering Department and the staff. Thank you.
Thank you. I want to thank my staff as well. Peter Key, Megan, Derek, the entire Precinct 1 team. Just wave. When you can't find me, they do a great job, and we appreciate you all so much. Give them a warm round of applause. Next, I'm so pleased with Ann Zilker and Herman Studi. As I said earlier, it really is a big day, not just for those of us in Precinct 1, but for the entire county, when our philanthropic community would decide that they would invest in a county park. I'd be remiss if I didn't also mention the Kinder Foundation, because when we were talking about this, Beth, I think you might have let them know we were looking at doing this, and they did come in and ask me whether or not we were really going to do this park. So they bought the acreage right behind the KIPP school with the anticipation sometime down the road it will be a part of this green space. So that will not be developed with homes. That will be green space as well. But I'm just so appreciative to the Brown Foundation and also Herman. And I've enjoyed walking up this hill. It was a muddy day, and Herman had on his fancy shoes. I had these boots on that I bought for a trip to go gorilla trekking in Kigali about 2 months ago. It's the only time I'd worn them. But Ann coming up, give them a warm round of applause. Ann and Herman, whatever order you choose. Hey, give them a double round of applause. They're not speaking. They wrote a big check, and it means a lot. With that, I think, Councilwoman, I do want to say, Councilmember Shabazz, that Mayor Turner had me in his office one day and was trying to get me to support with funding a project for a detention basin, which will probably be the largest one, I think, out on the north side of town, which I represent as well. And Beth was, knowing that I perfected the art of saying, I got to invest in the stuff I'm in charge of. I can't just keep investing in the stuff you in charge of. I don't know if she put him up to say it to me or not, but my comment was, Mayor, I'll invest as much in the neighborhood you grew up in as you invest in the one I grew up in. So we cut a little deal. Beth White had a funder that wanted local government match. So we agreed to put $1 million into that project on the north side of town if he would put $1 million into this park. Part of the beauty of this, council member, shows us working together. So we will not have to build a community center. We'll not have to build baseball and basketball courts because they are here, baseball fields. We will have to invest in slowing down our neighbors and people who are going through the neighborhood a little bit, and we'll figure that out, whether it's a roundabout, Councilwoman, or we go over, and we're prepared to figure out how to do that. But we want to let Councilmember Carolyn Evans Shabazz say a few words. Thank you.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. And it's a joy to be here today in what I proudly call the District of Destination, District D. And certainly a heartfelt thanks goes out to Commissioner Rodney Ellis, the Houston Parks Board, led by visionary Beth White, State Representative Alma Allen, Dr. Tina Peterson, and everyone else who played a pivotal role in this project. Your dedication is transforming a vision into reality, a reality that promises a greener, more connected District D. Hills at Sims Park symbolizes the essence of what makes our district a destination. It represents a commitment to creating spaces that invite connection, promote health, and preserve the beauty of our natural environment. This will be a place where families, friends, and neighbors can gather, enjoy the outdoors, and engage in activities that nurture our bodies and souls. And so I want to, as we look forward to the completion of this park, I'm excited about the endless possibilities it presents for fostering community engagement, environmental education, and yes, healthy debates about how we navigated our shared spaces. We get along as long as we keep that B word out of our conversation. But certainly this is a wonderful opportunity for the community to come out. This park will be a testament to what we can achieve when we listen, we work together, and remain committed to the well-being of our district. In conclusion, Hill at Sims Park is more than a project. It's a promise of a greener, more connected District D. It's a reflection of our collective efforts to make our district not just a place to live, but a destination to thrive in. And to Commissioner Ellis, let's continue our collaboration, always with an ear to the ground, listening to the voices of our community as we chart the course for the future of District D. Again, thank you to everyone who is here to celebrate this wonderful occasion, and we're going to use it and be healthy. Thank you, and we're going to try to be dry as well. So thank you so very much for coming out.
Thank you, Councilmember. That B word is bicycle, just in case you are wondering. I don't want you to get confused on those B words. Sanjay, coming up, I will let you say something about what Metro, she didn't catch that, Chick a second to catch it. Come up here, Sanjay. It was the Brown Foundation who funded that project that Mayor Turner was asking me to invest in. It was the Vogel Creek Greenway. Beth, what were the numbers? I've forgotten. The Brown Foundation put up $3 million, and they needed a $6 million match. The city had two. What did you put up one?
Well, it was $6 million total.
Come. Don't be bashful. The rain stopped. When Beth speaks, the rain's like E.F. Hutton used to talk.
Sure. The Inwood Detention Project in the old golf course up north. We did a recreation plan, and one of the things that we zeroed in on was creating a new greenway along Vogel Creek and staying out of the way of flood control as they got their basins in. So it was a $6 million project. The Brown Foundation wanted to invest in a transformative park project to try to combat COVID. And we had a ready-made project, and we went to Commissioner Ellis in the city and said, we have $3 million if you'll match it. So we had a ribbon cutting, Lisa, just December. So please visit the Vogel Creek Greenway. It's beautiful. And
great.
Soon it'll all connect to White Oak Bayou.
And of course, it will connect on a bike trail. And for all my friends at the city, if you want any money out of Precinct 1, it won't just be based on cars. You may get it somewhere else, but not from Precinct 1. Sanjay Ram from Metro.
Thank you, Commissioner. The Hill at Sims, what's the transit connection? You got green space, you got to be able to get to it from every part of Houston. We're only about 1,300 square miles in the metro service area. It just so happens that the first of our boost corridors, which are 17 of our high frequency routes, is the 54 Scott, which will go right by the Hill at Sims, takes you all the way into downtown. What's the beauty of it is, in addition to multimodal ways of getting here, whether it's on a car, in a car, on a bike, or on a sidewalk, you can also get here using transit. The boost corridors are enhancing transit services along the entire 20 plus miles of the corridor, bus shelters and bus stops, which will have new bus shelters, digital signage on next bus arrival, so folks can plan ahead, and it's also making the frequency of bus service on this corridor better, so it is convenient for all across the Houston region to access what I might call the highest point in Houston, other than the interchange at Beltway 8 and I-45, will be the Hill at Sims. So we've ridden up this, walked up this multiple times over the last 5, 6, 7 years. It's great to see this project come to fruition and to have Metro do our part to bring transit service, enhanced transit service to the Hill at Sims. So thank you very much.
Thank you. We're going to go to questions. And by the way, when it finishes, some of you all not appropriately dressed, but I'm going to walk up that hill again. Herman, if you want to go, you got the tennis shoes on. It's great exercise, and encourage any of you who want to walk up. We're going to walk up, and then you can go on back. I did pack a bike, but I will not try that today. But thank you all for coming. It means a lot for the community. So glad to see you here as well, Baron, and all of you. Thank you for coming, despite the rain. Any questions? We did it? Okay. Let's walk up the hill.